The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast gems.
No one should have to choose between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Purina is helping to create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters through the Purple Leash Project, so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, the vibes are slipping. I think it's time to bring out the Velveeta shells and cheese. The holidays are a time to go all in on indulgence. Headline your meals with the rich, creamy meltiness of Velveeta shells and cheese and satisfy your holiday cravings like no other. Bring that main course energy to your side dish. Celebrate extra with Velveeta these holidays.
Welcome back to another episode of The Reality Is. As always, it's Noor. I'm back with Donny, one half of I Am the Cute One. If Chelsea's listening, the not as cute one. If Chelsea's not listening, the cuter one.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Can I tell you, did I tell you about this already last time? Who knows? We talk often, Noor. When I was on that date and he brought up my ex-husband, no?
Yeah. And he said, is he famous?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I said, well, I am the cute one, you piece of shit. Okay, good.
We are both sporting a Patreon exclusive. We are both sporting our HO robes, our HOH robes. And I didn't tell you guys this. So like, Donnie, my mom, when she was staying at my place for 3 weeks, this was the coziest thing that she would wear out in the house. She was like, this is the best robe ever. And I was like, I know. And so she would wake up in the morning, she would do her prayers, and then she would walk around my house with like a cup of chai and her HOH robe. And she would go, what is this? House of what? And I said, head of household.
But now she knows it, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
But you know what? She barely remembers. So it's fine.
Okay, well.
Now, Donnie, I did tell you over text today that I'm thinking about dabbling in The Amazing Race.
You did.
Because you mentioned that it's all on your... Guys, go subscribe to I'm the Cute One. They do nostalgia episodes where they recap movies, but also
What
videos.
if it was just videos? Yeah.
It's just
today we're covering shoes.
It's like videos. It's like the AI cat videos that Chelsea gets as ads.
I would cover that.
Meow 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 meow. So weird. Anyway, I would recap those. We should start a YouTube channel where we just talk about those videos. Because my favorite
I have a lot to say,
Well, my favorite one of those cat videos, or any of those like AI videos that are usually like in ads for like Candy Crush or whatever between your games, is the fart ones where somebody gets broken up with because of their lethal farts.
I don't blame them. That cat man needs a woman who just doesn't pass gas.
You know, I get my lashes done. Whenever I get my lashes done, I always end up like I try to stay awake, but I always end up falling asleep.
Uh-huh.
And my two biggest fears are that one, I will start snoring, or
Yeah.
two, I will fart.
Well, when I did sleep over that boy's house that I asked if my ex-husband was famous, the next morning, my first question was, did I snore? And he said no. And then I was like, did I fart? And he said no. And I was like, okay, thank God, I'll sleep over again.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think that whatever. You could do your body, your choice. Who am I to say anything?
What were you going to say?
I don't appreciate that he was like, is he famous?
No, me neither.
Okay. But it doesn't matter to you.
No, it does.
But you will still sleep over at his house.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was already nude in his bed when he asked.
I know.
Oh, yeah. No, it was just that he said, is he famous because he recognized him. He didn't expect to ask, can I see your ex-husband? And then I showed him. He didn't expect to recognize this face.
Oh, okay. Fine. Yeah. Fine. Whatever. Anyway, guys, we are back to covering Big Brother 6 from the year 2006.
And oh boy, does it feel like it.
Oh my goodness, God. We debated putting these episodes fully behind the paywall because, oof.
Because I don't know if we'll be able to cover anything. I don't know if we'll be able to talk about what we're seeing because we can't say any of the words used.
Words that rhyme with digit to describe short people. The R word.
Uh-huh.
Using ghetto in a way that I'm like, oh, brother.
Oh, big brother.
Oh, big brother. And you know what? Oh, big brother. But like, unfortunately, the time that we are living in, I mentioned this last week also, is that like, we're back here again because these are words that people use now, I guess. And also, though, living in like growing up, I don't know where it was like where you grew up, but like definitely growing up in New Jersey and currently still living in New Jersey, people still do talk that way.
Yeah, and you know what? Cancel me. But it has just enough of a bite where it tickles my ears in a good way. You know, like hearing Janelle say these things really scratched an itch for me.
It scratches an itch in that, like, I'm so glad we're not allowing people to talk this way. I mean, granted, when Noah, who's now 8, was in like the pre-K 4s or whatever, a mom said to me, that is R word.
Oh no.
About something. Not about the children, about anything, but like about a situation. And then I just kind of gasped and then she repeated it twice.
Okay, in case you misheard her.
In case I misheard it. And I was just like, oh, okay.
Okay, so that's what I'll say. If someone with a 2025 mouth spoke to me in the ways that these people speak, I would tense up and my butthole would clench and I'd be like, oh, this is not who I want to be talking to. Yeah. But to hear people from 2006 do it, I'm like, it's comforting. It's nostalgic. It makes me feel at home.
A family member said the R word a few times in conversation a couple of weeks ago, and I called them out on it later. I was like, by the way, like, you casually use the R word. And they were like, I do? And I was like, you use it so casually, you don't even realize you're using it.
My mom loves to call my dad that.
And you know what? Maybe that's their love language.
Maybe it is.
Anyway, we're covering episodes 4 through 6. This is week 2 in the Big Brother 6 house. Summer of Secrets. Eric is HOH, and my God, he is just a big old pain in the ass, I have to say.
He is. It's just too much. I don't mind a bossy pants. You know, I am one. But about everything, Nor? About everything?
About don't eat the ice cream?
Yeah. Let me tell him what I told my boss. If you make a rule about everything, I'm not going to listen to anything.
Yeah.
How I'm still employed, I don't know. But
he was just so annoying. He doesn't like the way people interact. One of the things that I found really shocking is that by the end of the episode, the end of the 3 episodes, we find out that apparently he and Janelle don't get along. But I was like, I need to see why, because I didn't see anything building up to why he and Janelle might not get along, except for the fact that Janelle is just super hot and he just doesn't like attractive women.
Yeah, I think he doesn't like attractive, flirty women for whatever reason.
Like he thinks like women should like not behave that way.
I wonder if, and maybe not, maybe I'm just fully making things up. I wonder if he ever had like harassment claims at work. And that's why he is like always anti-woman. And like whenever a man is touchy, he's like, back off it, back off it.
He's very anti-woman. That's another thing that I wrote down in my notes, is that I don't think that a man has hated a woman like the way Eric hates women.
Not since Adam and Eve, I think.
And honestly, I don't think Adam hated Eve.
No.
He was like, oh, you fucked up. All right, let's go. I guess eternity in this other shit world. Let's go. Grab your fig leaf.
Yeah, and let's hit it. One of our kids will kill the other one, but...
And then some of our kids will marry each other. Whatever. Bibles, am I right? Anyway.
Am I right?
Okay, so there's a food competition initially. So there's a food competition. They play. Oh, actually, no. Before the food competition, what I loved, and you mentioned this last week, and I love this, and I wish that they would bring it back to Big Brother, is this early on, Big Brother is truly a reality TV show. I feel like I'm watching Real World. Mm-hmm. Like the conversations, the way people are actually interacting with each other. I feel like now, you mentioned this, like now Big Brother is just like, so what do you think about, and then and then this person, and I'm like, shut up, like I want to know what you guys are talking about. In fact, some of my favorite scenes from this season's Big Brother are like the stuff from the feeds that we don't get on the main show, or like just Will zoning out when all these people are talking to him. Like I want to see that. I don't want to hear gameplay all the time. Gameplay is boring and annoying.
No, I agree. And if you don't get to know the people, you don't know why the gameplay is important.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would have loved if they did show on this past season's Big Brother, of all the times when Vinny was like, yeah, I mean, Kelsey and I are like kind of on our way out. Like, we're really not together anymore. And then cut to 3 weeks later, he and Morgan are cuddling. Then I'd be like, oh, look, there's a through line. But I feel like the story producers have escaped from Big Brother, and they're investing all of their money into like animatronics.
No, I would agree with that.
You know, so they have this conversation that starts, and it's about the Iraq War, because it's 2006. We're in the fucking thick of it. It's been 5 years. We're still going at it. Weapons of mass destruction, et cetera, et cetera. George Bush has just won his second election. It's just not a great time, right? Correct. Ironically, some would say a better time than the times that we're in right now.
Well, yeah.
But they're talking about the war, and Eric is talking to James.
Yes.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is Eric is actually on the right side of history. He's like, no, don't tell me that it's because of weapons of mass destruction. They don't exist. This is because of oil. It has nothing to do with terrorism. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. And James and Eric are going back and forth because James is pro-war, basically. And then Eric says, well,
pro-war, not on American soil.
Yeah, he's like, let's just blow them up over there. Like, it's a crazy statement. And then Eric says, well, ask Kaser. It's his people. He's right here. Like, what do you think? And Kaser's like, this is really bad. And like, what is happening to the people of Iraq is terrible. And then Kaser tells the story. He pulls James aside and he tells him the story about like how one of his aunts died because she's diabetic and she couldn't get access to a hospital because it's just not available anymore. Yeah. And so James is like, oh, well, I mean, I guess like I didn't think about that because James thought it was just a vast desert. And then Kaser's like, no, we're people. We're human beings. And I was like, wow, this is incredible.
It was so crazy. I had to go back and watch it again because I was watching on my phone, and when you watch on the Paramount app on your phone, if you go to take notes, it like you can still listen, but it closes the picture. So I was like writing my notes, and then I heard this like argument happening, like, no, that's bullshit, da 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 da. And when I went back to the screen and saw that it was Eric saying those things that were anti-war, I said, surely I missed something, but I didn't. Shocking.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And then the other thing that was going on in these 3 episodes is boundaries, physical boundaries. Never heard of them. Consent, never heard of it. Let's just say after Ashlea went home, Howie hugged Janelle like 15,000 times to the point where Janelle was like, Howie, you already hugged me.
And to the point where she collapsed on the floor to get away with it, to get away from him.
Yeah. But then Michael and Janelle are getting cozy with each other, which Eric really hates because Eric does not want to see any of that, okay? Because he wants to be the one getting frisked by Michael. But Michael's handsiness is brought up because for what it's worth, the ladies are like tanning and Michael goes to like give them raspberries on their bellies, which is really fucking weird.
Crazy. Because up until now, and maybe it was editing or maybe like the behavior increased as their time in the house went on. But like up until now, it did look like everything Michael was doing that made Eric uncomfortable was reciprocated or like was appreciated. Like he was flirting with Jennifer. He was cuddling with Jennifer. Him and Janelle make out in a room later, whatever.
Yeah.
And like all that is matched. But when he just went up to April and she's like, I have a husband. And he just blows raspberries on her stomach. Bizarre.
That is bizarre. But again, I want to call it the fact that Howie is doing very similar things with Janelle and Eric is not clocking those things because for some reason he doesn't really care about Janelle. He cares about like the sanctity of marriage. Like, you know, that he's like, April's a married woman. You can't do that. Okay. So there's that. And so that gets, but then we also have the scene of Beau sitting on top of Kaser. And Kaser's like obviously uncomfortable. He's not doing anything about it, but Beau is like crushing him. And I think it's like partially playful, but it's funny because like later on in these set of episodes, April, Rachel, Beau, and Eric are talking in the HOH room. And Eric is like, it's messed up. Like, this is sexual harassment. Like, what he's doing, this is totally messed up. And it keeps cutting to Beau's face being like, yep.
They should have had the gray screen flashback of him on top of Kaser.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, the things are getting muddled, but Eric is really coming. And I think I keep bringing this up because everybody at this point is physically inappropriate with each other.
Yeah.
Okay. But for some reason, Michael is told that he is making the women uncomfortable. And Eric, being like the house dad or something, goes over there, Cappy, and he is like, you're making the girls uncomfortable. Okay. You're making the girls uncomfortable. Michael's like, if they're uncomfortable, you should tell me. And then this conversation that Eric has with Michael, I was like, wait, he's again on the right side of history. He's like, Michael, you are thinking like a man and you need to think like a woman. They do not want to be touched. Okay. Like, if you start to justify it, it's not going to be in your favor. Like, you can't do that. And I was just like, again, right side of history, Eric.
And I don't know where it comes from. It comes and goes so quickly. And when I texted you and said, do you still have the same favorites and least favorites? You said complicated.
Yes.
And I would agree.
It is very complicated because Eric has a lot of microaggressions too. Like at one point he and Kaser are talking and Kaser's extremely normal and he's like, relax.
I would even go as far as to say Kaser was soft-spoken during that time.
He's the most soft-spoken person in the house. He's always like, hey, listen, guys.
Yeah, like drugged. He's like high at all times. And like, Eric was like, don't raise your voice at me.
What? It's just like Eric has these weird microaggressions. Now, I will say this. You had told me that Janelle was your favorite, and I can totally understand because what a queen.
Oh, thank God you say that. What a queen. And here's the thing. It's in later in the episode, so we'll get to it, I'm sure. But her and Michael do have a little showmance, and she has a boyfriend at home.
Amazing.
And that's where the Vinny and Morgan stuff, like, I didn't care that one was cheating on their partner. I cared that, like, it was Vince.
Exactly.
Yeah, if Morgan would have cheated with Keanu, I would have if Keanu would have cheated on his girlfriend with Morgan, I would have fully supported that relationship.
Yeah, or even if Vinny was cheating on his girlfriend, or he did, but he did cheat on his girlfriend Morgan, and he looked at the camera and said what Janelle said, which is, I would hate to break up with somebody on national television, but I'm sorry.
I guess she said, I guess I don't have a place to go back to.
So funny.
Uh-huh.
So Eric has weird stuff with Michael and Janelle, and Michael and Janelle have been like scurrying off into corners of the room and just like making out with each other. And Eric doesn't like it. They're his nominations. They're just Michael and Janelle. And then post nominations, Janelle and Michael are like chatting with all these different people in the house. And Janelle, this is where Janelle says in episode 5, if these people can't figure out that Eric has manipulated, she said, if they can't figure out that Eric has manipulated them, then they are R words.
She also said he just doesn't like me because I'm not one of his little R words.
Oh my God.
But again, our queen.
Absolute queen. Oh, wait, before we go to the noms and post-nom stuff, there was the food competition. So I had the food competition where two people are paired up and they're playing for food in the house or whatever. And it was pretty disgusting. But I have to say, I need more Big Brother games like this.
Me too.
What a breath of fresh.
I fully agree. And I liked in the olden days when they used to have competitions that like meant something, but you were competing as like a team. You know what I mean? Like this is all working together to get food for the house, and there's none of that. It's all gameplay. It's like Battle of the Block, Veto, Masterminds, Castle Hack, or whatever it's called. I don't know.
Inner Sanctum.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all stuff that leads to whispering. I like competitions that lead to whatever it is this led to when Eric was like, Janie, sit this one out. I got this.
Yeah,
and
it was like, so silly. It was so silly. I want to eat the sardine sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay,
but did you notice? He waited until the food was announced. And then he was like, no, I got it.
Yeah, because he's a little bitch. That's why. The food comp was like, so, and then at the end of it, Cappy was like, I don't even want to call him Cappy. Okay. The only Cappy in my book is if you played Mario, what's it called? Have you played the new Mario on Switch, Odyssey?
No.
Oh,
is someone named Cappy there?
It's his actual cap. Mario's cap.
Oh, okay.
It's a side
cute.
You can use it for like powers and stuff, and it's called Cappy. You can control it separately.
Oh, see, I like that.
That's the only Cappy in my book.
No,
but anyway.
Eric hate Yvette yelling, Cappy.
Oh my God. And then him being like, we're in this together. We win together. We lose together. No,
insane.
Thanks.
There were 3 things he did like back to back. The Janelle thing, that conversation, because April apologized for not being able to finish her food.
Mm-hmm.
We're a team. And then right after that, then he told everyone not to eat the ice cream.
The detective said missing kids usually come home. What happens when they don't?
Based on a true story.
Police looking for John Gacy.
We discovered bodies. By the looks of it, they're younger men. The things he did to those kids. He's sick.
The system failed these families.
Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
Do you know how many there are?
Up to you to find out.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
The all-new 2026 Hyundai Palisade Hybrid doesn't just turn heads. It commands respect. With its stunning exterior, luxurious interior with available captain seats, and spacious third-row seating and equipped with advanced technology, you and the family are making a statement before you even step out. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more and experience the all-new 2026 Palisade Hybrid today.
Did my card go through?
Oh no. Your small business depends on its internet. So switch to Verizon Business. And you could get LTE business internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data for unlimited business.
There we go.
Get the internet you need at the price you want. Verizon Business. Starting price for LTE business internet, 25 megabits per second unlimited data plan with select Verizon Business smartphone plan savings. Terms apply.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
And you know, it started off with like this like patriotic music in the back being like, oh, he's uplifting them. And then the music in the back turned to like the plucky strings when like a robber is trying to like cartoonishly sneak into her house. It was like that music. It was like Pink Panther on drugs. It was like really stupid. And I was like, what is this clown music? And then he started talking. And I was like, oh, these people are literally laughing at him for being an ice cream police.
It was crazy.
You are not going to tell me not to eat the ice cream. And I love Janelle being like, if you don't want the ice cream eaten, then maybe you should eat it before I finish it. It is what it is. So post-noms, Janelle and Michael are chatting with all these people. She's trying to get, all this stuff. But then there's like an incident because now Michael's pissed and Michael's just being petty. Now it's Michael, Janelle, and Kaser who are like sort of on the outs and they're hanging out a lot in the Golden Room. And Michael does say something gross. So first he does this thing where he goes and he burps in Yvette's face. While she's passing him, and he said, that one's just for you. And she goes something like, I will hope your mother likes that you act this way.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, I hope your mother likes it. And then Yvette gets really mad, and she goes outside, and she's like, he's a loser. He has disgusting teeth. He walks like a Neanderthal around the house. Okay, he looks stupid. I hate him. And this is where Michael is in the room with Janelle and Kaser, and he makes a joke. He says something about Eric's grandparents. He's like, how did your grandparents die? Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. And then I Googled it. Eric is Jewish. This is the early 2000s where Holocaust jokes were whatever.
Wow.
I had to Google that because I was like, is that what that is? So then Rachel overhears this. She doesn't really even tell Eric what was said, but then she goes and tells Eric that they were talking about his family. And Eric goes full Caroline Manzo. Oh my God.
A little bit Teresa even.
Honestly, his entire physique, like the way that there's like a scene where he's like bodybuilding, like flexing, and I was like, he's like a Joe Gorga, Joe Giudice mix.
Oh, yeah. It's shocking I don't like him then.
I know. I was going to ask you. I think it's because of his like over copiness.
Yeah, probably.
Like I feel like if Joe Gorga was a firefighter, you would be like, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Maybe I would.
So anyway, Eric goes, so there's a lot going on. This is where, like, when Michael's talking about them, they're using the R word. He uses a word that rhymes with digit. He says about Yvette, he calls her a ghetto bird. I was like, oh, brother.
A lot back to back. A lot.
It's back to back. So we got Holocaust joke. We got the R word. We got digit. We got ghetto bird. Okay. And it's just a lot of really bad stuff. And it turns into a big old incident because Yvette's pissed. And then once Eric finds out that Michael said something about his family, Michael just kind of like stares at Eric for a while. And then that really triggers him. Yeah. And then he's like, don't try to intimidate me. And then he's like, we'll fight. And then Kaser jumps in and he's like, hey, I just want to like talk to you guys about what's going on. And so he sits down and talks to Yvette. He's like, Yvette, listen, like, I just want to understand what's going on. And Yvette starts going into this whole thing of like, nobody likes you and nobody talked to you. And I'm the only person who liked you. And Kaser's like, this has nothing to do with me. I just want to know what's going on with you and Michael. I just want to know. And then Yvette's like, you have to let me finish. And you know what? You know what your problem is, Kaser? You don't respect women. And I was like, oh, that's a microaggression. That is a microaggression. Okay. To go up to an Arab man and just be like, you don't respect women is like, you don't even know him. And again, he's like a deeply soft-spoken person. So I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, I'm glad you said that. You educated me because I thought we missed editing. Because as soon as she says that, he gets up ready to whoop her ass.
He does, which was terrifying. I was like, uh-oh. So I'm saying like he does piss her. She does say something that's like, I think it's rooted in, bias and racism, even if she doesn't realize it. But it's also Eric calling... Michael calling Yvette a ghetto bird is also racist. Yeah. Like, Janelle saying Yvette's little garbage bag slip and slide ghetto is also racist. Though that's a racist thing to say. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but then when Kaser gets up, clenches his fist like he's gonna punch her in the head, I was like, that's not good. So then Eric is going full Caroline. He's going full Caroline Manzo. Joe Gorga, Joe Judas fighting with each other. Apologize to my wife, like that stuff. It's so silly. Eric, Michael keeps calling Eric Digit. It's really bad. It's just horrible. It's really, really bad. And then Big Brother says, everybody go into your corners.
Not even the fun voice, not even the pre-recorded voice. They got a producer on the microphone and was like, Eric, we need you in the diary room now. Michael, go lock yourself in the pantry and don't eat the ice cream. There'll be another fight.
We're like, Kaser, go to the gym. Yvette, go somewhere else. And it was so funny to think about like this being the voice, like this being where like Big Brother producers try to jump in instead of like compared to this season where like Ashley and Ava picked each other up and then the voice in the feeds was like, knock it off. And I was like,
well, they have that voice. They have the button voice, like Keanu, go to the bathroom, like that. Yeah. They have that for just normal little dangerous stuff. But when the producer gets on the microphone, that's when you know, like, oh, someone might get punched in the mouth.
Yeah. And then so it turns into a whole situation where Eric is now a menace to the house because he could have gotten violent, and Yvette is pissed off at Kaser, and Michael's pissed off at Eric, and it's a whole thing. And then they have a house meeting where I think everybody talks about their feelings, and Eric says, I wasn't going to actually get physically like aggressive with anybody. I just am really sensitive to somebody saying something about my family. And then later on when Julie asks Eric in the HOH interview, like, what do you think they said? He said something else. Like, I don't even remember what it was.
He said something about his parents like not taking care of him, so then he went to Vegas.
Yeah, it was something like, oh, your family doesn't love you because they left you alone and then you had to move to Vegas. And I was like, aren't you like a 40-year-old man?
Right.
Also, did you not grow up with siblings? Because my brother's constant joke with me was that they found me in the trash because my actual family didn't love me. Did you ever tell you had that with your siblings, I'm sure.
Did I ever tell mine? No, because I always said I was adopted. No. And that I was waiting for my rich, real family to take me.
I never thought about it that way.
Oh, yeah.
My brother straight up said, yeah, they didn't want you and we found you in a trash can in the middle of the desert.
Oh, my God.
I was born in the Middle East. And I was like, that's like so fucked up. And then so they're like, we just felt. And meanwhile, I look exactly like my father.
Yeah.
We're literal twins. And my brothers are like, yeah, and our parents were just really happy to have a daughter. So they just took you.
Oh, my God.
It's not that dramatic. Don't worry.
Well, a little bit.
It's sad.
That's what siblings do.
Yeah, that's what siblings do. So the Eric being like, they said that my mom doesn't love me. I'm like, what?
Also, if that's how mad he got about that, I wonder how mad he got when he like watched and saw, oh no, that's not what was said at all.
It was actually far worse.
Yeah.
What do you think about April and Rachel being like up Eric's butt?
Don't love it.
No. Not a fan. No, thank you. But anyway, the eviction episode is when we really dug into the Janelle and Michael showmance where they just like make out with each other all the time. It's actually so hot.
It was. And this is when I was like, oh, I have no problem with people cheating on their partner on reality TV.
As long as it's hot.
Yeah. I would watch that on the live feeds.
Yeah, and then also like just they were like really into each other, and I think that's another reason why Eric put them up, because it's obviously once you have a showmance, the best thing to do when you start to see people hooking up with each other is that you put them both on the block.
I fully agree. There's no reason Vince and Morgan should have been final three when they were napping with each other for half the season.
Exactly.
They should have been the nominees every week.
Every single week. It should have been Riley and whatever her name was. Catherine, and then it should have been Morgan and Vince the whole time.
Agree.
Anyway, eviction episode, we got a bunch of stuff from previous seasons, and I have a question. I knew about, you had told me about the twin sister secret, the sibling. thing that you had told me about.
Uh-huh.
But then they showed a thing where apparently 2 contestants found out on the show that they were related to each other. They were siblings.
So season 5 was Project DNA was the twist. So they had the twins that season where 2 twins are playing as one person. But then also that year was 2 people were cast and they found out that they were siblings that were estranged and never knew about each other. Insane.
And then did we find out like why they were estranged and why they didn't know about each other?
I don't know if you could tell by the package you were watching, but there wasn't really anyone there that looked like Janelle or Michael or Kaser. So I didn't watch that season.
Well, Drew was cute. The guy who ended up winning was very cute. Yeah. But the other 2, I was like, are your parents siblings? This is 1,000% going behind a paywall. I don't even think I'm releasing this on the main feed, to be completely honest. This is so fucked up.
Okay. Yeah, anyway. That's the Project DNA.
Surprise, your siblings, and so are your parents. Anyway, Michael's evicted. Michael's evicted on his way out to talk to Julie. He nicks his hand. He's like bleeding on the couch next to Julie. I would be so nervous. I would be like, oh my God, I don't want to get any blood on you, Julie. I'm so sorry. Now, Michael, I will say while I was Googling him, I found out that Michael was also on Millionaire Matchmaker.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And so on Millionaire Matchmaker,
relationship with Janelle didn't last.
Oh no, I don't think it did at all. I Googled that right away, and it was like it didn't go anywhere after the show ended. No. And then also Millionaire Matchmaker, by the time he was on, and I want to see when he was on it because this is filmed in 2006. On Millionaire Matchmaker, his net worth is over $10 million.
What?
Yeah. Let's see. When was he on? Let's see. Big Brother House Guest appears on. This is 2011. So in 2011, in 5 years since being on Big Brother, he amassed that much wealth.
What does he do?
He's a filmmaker.
Oh.
So who knows what he did with his few BB coins that he gets.
He has 14.6 thousand followers on Instagram. He's the CEO of Ingenue Productions, director at Atlantica Documentary, and partner at Merlin Burroughs. I don't know what any of those words mean.
Atlantica Documentary, I looked into it. It's the first ever deep dive documentary about the land of Atlantis.
Huh. Okay. And that brings in that much money?
I don't think so. Who knows? But yeah, Michael gets evicted, and I love the new HOH game.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say, I love these short games. Like even the Power of Veto game that they played, right? Which we didn't even talk about, but the Power of Veto game that they played, it was really nice. It was like quick. It was so I have a question. When did they change the Power of Veto from the way it is in this season where people just pick their fighter to the bag?
I think All-Star season 7.
Why?
Because it does make it a harder game because you can't pick someone you're friends with. Like you might pick by accident someone who hates your guts.
Yeah, but I think that we need to have more of that because I like when the nominations get changed. I like when somebody is forced to put somebody new on the block. You know, I like that like last minuteness.
Yeah.
I really like the way that these early seasons are like formatted. I love the way the games are really nice and short. I like that it's not that complicated. I love these. I hope all of the HOH competitions are like this, where they're just like doing questions that take 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. We need more of that. I feel like that is way more fun.
I fully agree.
And also because it puts people in a situation where they're like, who do you think is more likely to get flowers on a date? Like Howie or somebody else? And they're like, not Howie. He sucks.
I like the competitions that like stir the pot a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's way more fun. Like I want to see more Big Brother competitions that do rely on the social aspect of things.
Well, this is a great season for it, Nora.
This is such a good season. Very exciting stuff. Kaser wins HOH.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God.
I needed a week where he could breathe.
I love him.
Me too.
Minus when he maybe was going to punch a vet.
Can't say the same.
When he was getting sat on by Bo and just like taking it, right?
Uh-huh.
He goes, I'm not homophobic, but like, I don't think I like this. And I was like, it's not homophobic to not want to be sat on by another person. Hey, sir. That's okay.
But that is how I gaslight straight men. It's homophobic if you don't let me do this.
I also love that Janelle, by the way, these episodes we found out Janelle is a secret chess queen.
Since a little girl.
I was like, oh my God, she's fascinating.
And not just a secret chess queen. She pretended she didn't know chess to play chess with all the men in the house to see how they play chess because she knows it will show how they'll play the game too.
Yes. Now you obviously have seen this season, right?
Yes.
Who, if you were Kaser in this situation, who would you put up on the block?
I think I would put up Eric and probably one of his little minions.
Mm-hmm. I would do Eric and Yvette.
Eric and Yvette. Mm-hmm. Well, at this point, everybody knows everyone's partner, right?
Well, I think that some people have figured it out and some people haven't.
Okay.
But like when Julie tells Michael, Michael's like, yeah, I figured it out in the first week. But I wanted to be like, actually, Michael, you didn't figure it out. Kaser figured it out. And he told you. That's you idiot.
Well, if that's the case, much like a showman's, I would put up Eric and Maggie. Because either way, we're going to break this couple up.
Exactly. I did try to find Maggie on the internet and she's completely not online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was like, I want to know what Maggie's stance is.
Oh, well, speaking of Maggie, I promised last week that I would come with the information about her killing that person.
Yes.
So I just signed on to Reddit right now, and it says, some point early on in BB6, James convinced Maggie and the rest of her alliance that one of the perks of being HOH, that there were no live stream cameras in the HOH room. So, like, whenever their alliance had power, they talk openly about like their past. They say racist slurs. They do all kinds of stuff. Of course, this was not true, but they believed him and proceeded to reveal unsavory facts about themselves.
Wait, who convinced him that?
James.
Okay. Hilarious.
In Maggie's case, she revealed that she was involved in a wrongful death lawsuit because she's a nurse. I don't know what actually happened in the case or how much involvement Maggie had with the person's death, but that may be what people are referring to when it comes to her controversy.
Well, I'd love to see the rest of the feeds. It's also so funny to hear Julie like talk about like sign up for this feeds, right? Or like be like they're going to be on the morning show tomorrow, or like, you know, you can exclusively go online and submit your questions. I was like, wow, we've come so far.
Time. I know.
What an amazing time. Now we just go on Instagram and send them DMs harassing them.
Guilty.
Also, I am not afraid, but I am ashamed to admit that I do find Michael very attractive.
No, as do I. A little critter faced, but like in a cute way.
Critter face, but I think that's mostly because of his facial hair.
Okay, perhaps.
It's like peak early 2000s. The fashions at this point, the low-rise bell-bottom jeans with the pants dragging and the flip-flops, the Old Navy flip-flops. Everybody's. I looked at Bo's fly. It was the size of my pinky. It was so small.
I love to see it. When Janelle went in the veto episode or nomination episode, I don't know, she's in like brown cheer shorts that almost show her vag and then like a tight pink tank top. I can't think of anything cuter. That's the outfit I want to be buried in.
Oh my God, I love it. I thought also you were going to talk about how attractive you find it because you are famously bisexual for Renee Rapp.
I know, and they're similar vibes.
They are. I can see that for sure. I'm loving getting to know Janelle. I think that she's a fascinating person, and I'm excited to see like what more she does. And I think maybe that's the reason why I kind of wanted to start Amazing Race. I know she's not on it this season, but I just want to know like who are the people that get plucked off of these shows to be on other shows? They have to be somewhat entertaining.
Yeah, well, I know you want to watch this season because it's currently on and it will give you something modern to talk about. But there is a season of Amazing Race with Rachel Riley and Janelle, both on.
Oh my God, are they partners?
No, they're against each other.
Do they get along in real life?
Now they do.
Okay. Ooh, there was a time when they didn't.
The Amazing Race time, yeah.
Oh, then I'm going to have to watch that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, exactly. And I think after we're done with BB6, we should go to Rachel Riley's season.
I would love to. There's nothing I'd love more. And Rachel Riley's season has Brittany on it from The Traitors, so you already know her too.
I do. And I also know that Rachel Riley's season, she gets into a fight with a guy and she said, "Are you mean to me because you're gay?"
She says that.
And what year was that?
That was season 12. This is season 6, so 6 years after. So 2012. Yeah.
That's grown enough to know better, Rachel Riley. Okay. Anyway, Donny, thanks for being here.
I had a ball.
Yeah, I did also. Go subscribe to I Am the Cute One, et cetera, et cetera. Join them on their happy hours, which are every Friday. No,
every Friday at 11. No, happy hours are once a month on Patreon, but every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we go live on YouTube.
Yeah, this week they were live on YouTube when the Wendy news was dropped. So very exciting stuff. Yeah. This episode is going to come out on Friday morning. So hopefully by the time you listen to this, you will be ready to go and you'll be like, oh my God, I can't get enough of Donny. I wish I could talk to him right now. And then you could just go on over to YouTube and then you could go in there and harass him in the comments.